Hey guys, welcome back to Web3 Money. We will be doing a token research review on RNDR Network. We want to understand what the RNDR Network is, what is the token itself, the ecosystem, what are they all about. So welcome back to Web3 Money, and let's get right into it. So as you know, Web3 Money, we will go ahead inside of our blog, give you a very nice comprehensive overview in terms of the background, the team, the value proposition, the tokenomics, everything there. Everything that you need to be able to catch up for 2024. So why don't we go ahead and get straight into it. So RNDR Network is a decentralized GPU rendering platform that connects artists in studio with GPU power to create high quality graphics. We're going to go ahead and check that website very soon. It was founded in 2017 by Jules Urbach, the CEO of cloud rendering company Otoy. The RNDR Network leverages idle GPUs from users around the world to provide affordable, scalable rendering services on demand. So very interesting tokenomics or model. For example, the same way that you would have storage or decentralized storage, you could have the same with GPUs. So this is very smart. They're one of the top coins, actually. They came out of nowhere. I personally did not know them back in the day, about 4 years ago or even 2 years ago in the last bull run. But let's go ahead and get started with the team. So RNDR Network was created by Otoy Incorporated, a cloud graphics company led by Jules Urbach. Urbach is a pioneer in cloud rendering with over 25 years of experience. So he is an absolute beast when it comes to 3D gaming technologies, and he's been working with Disney and Warner Brothers as well. This is a nice photo that I found on Twitter. If you guys want to go ahead and give Jules a very strong hello, then for sure go ahead and give that support. So incredibly proud of all we built over the last decade. He obviously is looking at his Otoy building and looks amazing. So give a shout out to Jules. The RNDR Network project is supported by advisors including Brendan Eich, creator of JavaScript and co-founder of Mozilla and Brave, which is awesome, and J.J. Abrams, director and producer that you probably know of in the Star Wars universe. In 2023, the RNDR Network Foundation was established as a nonprofit to facilitate decentralized governance of the protocol. Okay, so this is a cool image, obviously, that from their website, from their media side, but RNDR Network aims to disrupt the $250 billion visual effects industry, making high-end GPU rendering accessible and affordable. With RNDR Network, artists can tap into a global network of GPUs to render complex graphics quickly without investing in expensive software. So if you're a huge believer in 3D software, if you're a strong believer in what's to come regarding, graphics, video games, assets within the virtual world or even the metaverse, right? Then the RNDR Network is a very important part of the puzzle, especially when they provide low-cost, on-demand rendering priced in tiers based on speed and quality, ability to scale to handle demanding rendering jobs, decentralized network, rendering work is verified on-chain, and integrates with popular 3D software like Octane Render. Why don't we go ahead and talk about the tokenomics now? So the RNDR, the RNDR token, has a max supply of 536 million tokens. 25% was sold to early investors. In January 2023, a burn and a mint equilibrium BME model was implemented. 25% to investors. We're not going to talk about that right now. Creators must buy render to pay for rendering jobs. Okay, so there is a utility to the ecosystem as well. 95% is burned, 5% to the RNDR Foundation. So it does seem like there's the tokenomics is strong economics with the token. This is something that is personally I've never seen ever since I've done these token research, right? Everything is usually worked for gas fees or things like that, but this is definitely a very different model compared to the other blockchain projects. So this is really awesome. New render is minted to pay node operators for completing work. Okay, so that's how they're minted and designed to control supply and tie render value to network usage. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out CoinMarketCap. Render currently right now is sitting at $11.29. I think it was number 28. So it's a top 30 coin. Personally, I've never seen this before. Let me make my head a little bit smaller. So we have a total supply of 532 million, as we said, max supply of 36. There's currently 70% in circulation right now with $4 billion market cap. So Render, you're able to go ahead and check it out in every single major exchange. You have, Binance, Coinbase, OKX, all that stuff. And yeah, apparently they have contracts live on Solana, Polygon, and Ethereum as well. So let's check it. Let's check again, where it is. So Render actually did a huge, increase, 8,000% since the beginning. Obviously, you could see that it started at 5 cents, which is absolutely insane. And obviously, it's reached its all-time high. This is a very interesting growth, especially because I personally have never heard it, but it does seem like there's a huge, demand for this. But why don't we go ahead and check this out on their website. So yeah, distributed GPU rendering on the blockchain, upgrade to Solana. So they have, Solana, obviously. You guys could go ahead and see the render network, white paper, knowledge base. What's the artist portal? Artist portal. Okay, so I have to sign up. We won't do that right now. And maybe we'll do that in a bit. Network scalability. So making next generation 3D rendering widely accessible to the content demands of immersive media requires exponential increase in computing scale that is only possible through a decentralized global network. But we know that decentralization actually does not give you that scalability. And we've seen this with congestions with Ethereum and Solana. Even right now, Solana is being congested. We'll see how that plays out when a lot of people go to the render network. Efficient infrastructure. Okay, so this is, obviously important. If you have idle infrastructure that is not being used, then obviously you want to go ahead and leverage that. A better use of GPU power and digital rights management. Apparently, you could use the render network for different industries. So media, industry, augmented reality, mixed reality, gaming, medical, virtual reality. The render network is the first network to transform the power of GPU compute into decentralized economy of connected 3D assets. So this is the CEO we were talking about, who has over 25 years of experience in the 3D world. You guys could see, the artists, J.J. Abrams, Mike Winkelmann, the famous Beeple artist. Obviously, this is a huge, project, and we should definitely check out the ecosystem when it is due. So let's go ahead and go back to our token research. So here I actually found on Twitter the famous artist who sold his highest NFT for $65 million. He actually has a video with Render Network right now. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Octane revolutionized the way we render as it is, but Otoy took it even further with Render.
I leveraged the Render network for my most recent artwork, Izanami.
Render is an amazing opportunity for artists to very quickly be able to complete huge projects under tight deadlines.
Thanks to Render, I was able to finish my piece in time for the actual event.
I need to worry much less about the render times and more about the creative process.
It should free us up to be more creative and ambitious by removing the biggest bottleneck in the process, render time.
Any computer, big project, the render network is your friend.
I've been using Render Run Token for a couple months now. It's crazy how it get through my workflow so much.
The interface is super simple. There's a ton of different options, and it's cost effective, and it's just something that let the technology get out of the way, and just focus on the creativity.
We are Render. We are Render.
We are Render.
We are Render. We are Render.
We are Render.
Obviously, you could see that they have a lot of backup regarding digital artists. Personally, my feed on Instagram and just social media in general has been exploding with beautiful VFX, beautiful 3D artists, creating different types of art. It's a different feel. It's a different, medium, obviously, but people are really able to go ahead and excel. And who knows, maybe they're actually using Octane Render with the Render network to actually scale their process or their work creative. If you're a 3D artist and you're looking at Render and you're watching this video, please reach out. I'm actually interested to go ahead and, have an interview, maybe even understand what your experience has been, where you think the industry is going, especially with the metaverse, AI, AR, all that stuff. But yeah, I think this is really cool. In 2023, Render Network announced integration with Apple's Object Capture API, allowing iPhone users to submit rendering jobs. The partnership opens up to Render Network to millions of potential new users. Okay, so if you guys want to get a little bit more deeper into the article itself, check out what is Render Network inside of my web3money.co blog. You guys could go ahead and just sign up, go to web3money.co. And yeah, I think this is it. I did see a video, an introduction of the vision from the CEO itself on the website. So before, I know I said I was going to wrap it up, but I did want to go ahead and show you this. I didn't put it inside the blog. And I just want to go ahead and see the introduction from the CEO himself on the main website. Okay.
Hi, this is Jules Urbach, CEO of Otoy. Otoy has been at the forefront of GPU rendering for almost a decade now. Our product, Octane Render, was one of the first GPU renders to provide cinematic realism to film jobs and television. Today, it's used in productions like the opening of Westworld, and it's also now a big part of video game development, especially for AR and VR. Octane is a very special GPU software. There is really no limit to the amount of compute power and render power that you can throw behind a render job with our software. Our idea is that at a certain point, scaling GPU rendering power is too difficult. Rendering locally on a network and even in the cloud just hit a wall. It's impossible to leverage all of the GPUs in the world efficiently without some sort of decentralized system that allows that to be tracked and managed. Today, we're very proud to introduce the Render Token, which is a ERC20 token that's based on the Ethereum blockchain. This token will allow anyone to participate in render jobs and be rewarded with render tokens that they can cash in. Everyone creating renders and creating content through this system has authorship and chain of title established on the blockchain permanently. Our goal is not only to create a distributed peer-to-peer network of unlimited rendering power, but also to have a marketplace where services and assets and even modules built on the rendering network can be distributed and shared and monetized by everyone. There's nothing that's going to be rendered through the render token that isn't coming from artistic or creative intent. That's the whole point of the service. So there's a lot that can be done beyond just creating great artwork and media or even video games with this technology. There's scientific simulations, light leaking simulations for architecture that can be built inside of the rendering system. And this means that you can actually perform render jobs that are useful for the sciences and for research and get rewarded at the same time. This is a great use of the blockchain and of everyone's GPU power. Our vision as a company has been to democratize compute and rendering power, and this is one of the best ways to do it. Please visit us for more progress updates on rendertoken.com and on our social media links below. We're incredibly excited about this service, and we hope you are too. Thank you so much. This is Jules Urbach, signing off.
It's awesome. I love the project. I love how it's able to integrate with all these different, 3D technologies that is it like in the Web 2 world, right? I love the tokenomics. I think it's awesome. I love the use cases as well. I think I would want to do like a deep dive on the white paper itself in terms of like what's possible with this technology, what you're able to do with the render network itself, and how do you actually participate in it if you're interested in a DeFi, opportunity. Obviously, this is not financial advice. We're providing educational, infrastructure here, but I'm definitely more interested in this. And like, obviously the price has gone so much, like crazy, but who knows? Maybe this could be like an NVIDIA for the Web3, money markets, right? So anyways, this is Lorenzo. Thank you so much for joining me on this call with the Render Network, and we shall see each other for our next video tomorrow. Take care, guys.